Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to Hold the Ball, HTB. Well, what a game. If you're looking for a game that had a lot of action, a lot of drama, and I guess a very nail-biting sort of finish, this was the game to watch. Well done to Penrith Panthers who managed to hang on. Probably can't believe that the last score was actually, last point scored was actually in the first half. So again, just shows you how intense the game was. Some of the stand-up players for me, from either side, really. I thought Koreisau produced some goods there. I thought Edwards came, into a better sort of form as the game went on. Momorovsky as well in certain patches. Crichton, James Fisher-Harris, I thought was superb. Mitch Kenny too from the bench. And also for the Eels, Ferguson, Bolo, Mitch Moses, Gutherson, Papali'i off the bench as well. Will Smith to a degree. I thought a lot of players put their hands up, and it shows you again just how badly these teams wanted it. In terms of just the overall game, again, both teams exerted a lot of energy, I think, anyway, particularly when you're sort of looking at the halves to produce. And I think you can probably say the Penrith Panthers halves, again, full credit to the Eels, but still not up to, in my opinion anyway, still not up to task yet. Look, you probably, tip your hats off to the Eels, who I think structured a very good defensive gameplay. Offensively, you can say that both teams were just having an off day, but when that happens, we usually get these type of games where it's just a grinding, old school game of league in which we love. Now, in that game too, I noticed, people can probably talk about the refs here, but I really think the calls were down the middle. You can argue and say that, maybe one team favored or whatever, but I don't really think that was the case personally. Now, the fact there was only, again, a try apiece and just literally by a penalty kick that separated, the teams they really threw everything in this game. I think both teams wanted to win this clearly, and so unlucky, as you guys know, or if you don't know, I'm actually a guy who believes in moments, right? And I believe moments in games dictate exactly what usually happens in the game. And for example, the Eels, especially in the latter 10 to 5 minutes of the game, were pushing hard, pushing and strong, and it just seemed like things were going their way. Momentum was anyway. And don't get me wrong, just quickly, throughout the game, there was definitely huge momentum shifts, particularly when the Penrith Panthers had the ball a few times, especially near the Eels try line. Again, just kudos to that great defense that they had, which shows you, that they were a tough team to beat. I think a lot of us came into this game thinking that Penrith Panthers would slap on an easy 10, 20 points on them. Wasn't to be. And if anything, from my own personal perspective, again, looking at this team, following the Penrith Panthers as I am, there's definitely a drop in form collectively. The team anyway, there's definitely a drop in form. And I'm not too sure who you sort of point fingers at there, whether it's just a collective thing, whether it's just looking at certain individuals. But again, if you sort of look at the games from Manly, the Storm, and even the Rabbitohs, look, it's quite, what's the word? There's probably a bit of a hill to climb for the Penrith Panthers, I think, anyway, especially when they sort of turn and look towards their next opponent, and that is the Melbourne Storm, who I think just the trailblazers at the moment, aren't they? They're really leaving anyone and everyone behind them. And look, the way that both these teams exerted themselves, particularly with Penrith Panthers, obviously, as they've advanced, you probably look at this and you think that the Storm are probably going to win this, and maybe win this quite comfortably within 8 to 12 points, I think, anyway. But in saying that, obviously, I'm not going to sort of go off into that tangent there. We'll leave that for next week. We'll see what the teams look like. But again, look, it was just a good, hard Western Sydney derby, really. That's it. The only pity, though, was it was played in Queensland. But in saying that, to the fans who got there and got to watch it live, well, hey, you get to enjoy that. But one try apiece, and as I was going back to it as well, the momentum was definitely in the Eels side. I think anyway in the last stages of the match, and I think quite literally in the last dying 50 odd seconds, Junior Bolo has the ball and he doesn't hold the ball, does he? He drops it, and I guess it's just all she wrote from there, and you can see the devastation on their face. And as someone who again was tipping the the Penrith Panthers, you still sort of feel for the Eels at that time because they worked hard, and Junior Paulo for me was a standout player for either side really, and for him and for the ball to sort of lose its grasp, with him holding it. Sometimes league can be such a cruel sport, and one of those moments is another brutal reminder that the game has no mercy on anyone. But in saying that, the Penrith Panthers got the job done. So for someone like myself who's following them, I'm not complaining. Though, as I said, you sort of look at the Melbourne Storm and everything's just falling into place for them. It's quite worrying. Penrith Panthers, again, great win, grinding win. But I don't know. Kudos to the Eels who definitely gave it to them. But Penrith Panthers, I think, need to they're gonna have to lift their game next week. That's it. That's the reality. You're playing the Storm. That's not gonna quite cut it. That's not gonna quite cut it at all, actually. And again, it's probably just another hill they've got to climb. But in saying that, obviously, it is part of the journey. Now, this is just the next phase, right? And if they can manage to pull this off somehow, and again, I'll get to those tips, but next week. But if they can pull this off somehow, man, it'll be a very awesome feat. But in saying that, guys, what do you guys think? What are your takes on the ref takes? What are your takes on the plays overall? Who was better, who was not? Player forms and all that stuff there. But guys, again, I'm actually going to be, I reckon I'll go live tomorrow at some stage, but probably talking strictly Warriors. Nothing else. I'll leave that again for my tips and stuff next week. But I think I'll talk about the Warriors. There's been a few sort of bombs that have dropped, I think, in the last couple of hours, that I need to address, and I need to talk. I need to give you guys my opinion. But in saying that, guys, look, man, what a game. This is it. This is rugby league. This is why we love the game. Grinding game. But in saying that, kudos to the the Penrith Panthers who got the job done. Hats off to the Eels who gave us a very good game, and they definitely pushed it all the way. But again, guys, thanks for watching. Take it easy, and there was that moment, and I don't want to say it, but I'm going to have to. What did he have to do? Hold the ball. See you guys next time.